Hello everyone, I Dr. Kirti Sahu welcome you all to this very important learning video on differential equation. Dear learner, today in this video lecture we shall discuss the multiple choice questions on the first order ordinary differential equation with short and easy explanation which will be useful to crack the exams such as SET, NET, GATE, University and many more. So let's begin with the first question. So the differential equation is given and the options given are: this differential equation is linear, non-linear, homogeneous or is of degree 2. So you can see here this involves the function of y completely, and here we have cos y, right? Cos y function, and this cosine function is nothing but a non-linear function. Why cosine function is non-linear function? Because if we write the cosine series for this function, right? So what we have, cosine series is nothing but 1 minus y square by 2 factorial plus y to the power 4 by 4 factorial. So here we find the power of y is more than 1. That's why this is nothing but a non-linear differential equation. So hence the option number B is the correct one. Let's have the next question. In Bernoulli differential equation, dy by dx plus py is equal to q y raised to n. The value of n is positive integer, any integer, real number or any real number other than 0. So you should understand what exactly the value is. So see here, while discussing the equations reducible to linear, we have seen there are two types of differential equation, out of which one is nothing but a Bernoulli differential equation, right? So in Bernoulli differential equation we have seen that if the differential equation is given by this form, then y should be this n should be other than 0 and 1. Now what is the reason behind n should be other than 0 and 1? So if you take, suppose n equal to 0, right? If you take n is equal to 0, so this equation will reduces to dy by dx plus py equal to q, and n is 0, so it simply reduces to a linear differential equation. Okay, so that's why the value of n should be other than 0. Now let's see what will happen if we have n equal to 1. So if I'll put n is equal to 1, then what this gives you? This gives you dy by dx plus py equal to q y power 1. Now so we can rewrite this as collecting the terms of y. So we can have this as p minus q times y is equal to 0, which can be further written as dy by dx is equal to minus of p minus q times y. And if you look at this equation, so this reduces to the form of variable separable, right? This reduces to the form of variable separable. So here this p and q are function of x completely, so it reduces to the form. So separating the variables, so we have dy by y is equal to q minus p dx. So this is completely a function of x, this is also completely a function of y. So this is a variable separable form which can be solved easily just by integrating. So these are the reasons why in Bernoulli differential equations the value of n should be other than 0 and 1, because for these values we have some other options, right? No need of applying the methods to solve the Bernoulli differential equation. So option number D is the correct one. Now let's have the next question. The complete solution of differential equation y is equal to px plus log p is, so these are the four choices given. Now so if you remember, while dealing with the first order higher degree differential equation, right? First order higher degree differential equation, we have seen 4 cases, 4 types of methods. So first order higher degree differential equation, right? So out of which one of them is nothing but the Clairaut's equation. What is Clairaut's equation, or what is its standard form? So Clairaut's equation is nothing but written in the form y is equal to px plus f of p. If we find any equation of this form, then this is called a Clairaut's equation. Now how to get a Clairaut's equation, complete solution of Clairaut's equation? So that is obtained by simply replacing. So complete solution is obtained simply by replacing dy by dx is equal to p, right, by c. So this is the Clairaut's equation. So how to get this? So that is given by, so what will be its solution? In place of p, I will write c. So this is cx plus f of c. So which is nothing but, so here what is f of c? So here y equal to px plus, this is a function of p. So everywhere we will replace p by c. So what we find, y equal to cx plus log c is the correct one. So that's why option number A is the correct choice. So I hope you must have understood this differential equation. Now let's have next question. The differential equation p square minus 5p plus 6 equal to 0. Equal to 0 must be there. Here it is not written. This is equal to 0. Okay, so is soluble for x, soluble for y, soluble for p, or Clairaut's equation. So see here, the p is nothing but dy by dx. So this is a differential equation, first order higher degree differential equation, right? So in first order higher degree differential equation, we have 4 cases which are mentioned here. That is equation soluble for x, soluble for y, and soluble for p, as well as Clairaut's equation. So if you find an algebraic polynomial, algebraic equation in p, then you can factorize that easily to get the answer. So here this equation is nothing but a quadratic equation in p. So this is nothing but equation soluble for p. Now let's see quickly how to solve this equation. If suppose question is asked, the complete solution of this differential equation is, so you should know how to get the answer, right? So as this is a quadratic equation, so you can just factorize this quadratic equation. So you will find its factor as p minus 3 into p minus 2 equal to 0. So this gives you p equal to 3 and p equal to 2, but p is nothing but dy by dx. So we get dy by dx is equal to 3 and dy by dx is equal to 2. Okay, so now integrating each of these equations. So on integrating, we get y is equal to, this is 3x plus c, and this gives you y equal to 2x plus c. While explaining this concept, first order first degree differential equation, I have told you that the arbitrary constant must be 1. Why? Because the order of differential equation is 1, so there must be only one arbitrary constant. Okay, so that's why everywhere we have to write c. So this gives you y minus 3x minus c equal to 0 and y minus 2x minus c equal to 0. So therefore the complete solution is nothing but product of these two, which is y minus 3x minus c into y minus 2x minus c equal to 0. So this is nothing but our general solution, okay, or a complete solution. So we are actually singular solution is also possible for these types of equation, but mostly we are interested in the general solution. So in this way one can get the solution. So So for this question particularly, answer is up to this, that is you need to identify the type of equation. So as it is a quadratic polynomial, so that's why this is equation soluble for P. Whatever I have explained here, this is just a extra part if question is related to this differential equation is asked regarding the solving the general solution, then you should write this one. Okay, let's have next question. The complete solution of the differential equation is given as, then what are the values of P and Q? A, B, C, D, these are the 4 choices given. So how to get this? So see here, the complete solution, as right hand side is 0, that's why the complete solution will be nothing but only complementary function, right? So this is nothing but a complementary function as it involves arbitrary constants also. Okay, so how to get the value of P and Q? So here y is given, so obviously this indicates that the value of m is nothing but equal to -1. You can see the structure of writing the complementary function is this c1 e raised to power mx plus c2 e raised to power, say if I denote m1, c2 e raised to power m2x, right, as both the terms are exponential. So we will take this like this. So m1 is nothing but -1 and m2 is nothing but -3. Leave the coefficient of x is m1 here, right? So m is -1, m is -3. These are the roots of the auxiliary equation. So what will be its factor? So its factor will be m plus 1 equal to 0 and m plus 3 equal to 0. So recall that while obtaining the auxiliary roots of the auxiliary equation or roots of the auxiliary equation, what we used to do? We used to replace d by m. So here replacing m by d. So what we have, d plus 1 into d plus 3 equal to 0 is the equation. Now just expand this, you will get d square plus 4d plus 3 equal to 0. So what is the equation? Equation must be d square plus 4d plus 3. So you can see this is d square plus what is p? P is nothing but 4 plus qy equal to 0. So what is q? Q is nothing but what? Q is nothing but 3. So the values of p and q are, p must be 4 and q must be 3. In this way one can identify the unknowns p and q in this differential equation. We can identify by taking the advantage that here the right hand side is 0 and this is completely a complementary function. Okay, so I hope you must have understood this. Now let's have next question. The differential equation is equal to x is of. So I have to identify the order and degree of this differential equation, right? Order and degree of this differential equation. So how to do this? So remember one thing, why before evaluating the order and degree of any differential equation, make sure whether this differential equation is free from the fractional exponent and radical sign. So you can see here there are no fractional exponent and radical sign. So we can directly go for identifying the order and degree of this differential equation. So go for highest order derivative term. So this is the highest order derivative term, second order derivative terms, whereas this is first order. From both these, the highest order is the second order. Okay, so this is a second order derivative term. That's why order of this differential equation must be 2, and then just look at its power, integral power. So integral power is 1. That's why the degree of this differential equation is 1. Now just recall what is meant by order of differential equation. Order of differential equation is nothing but the order of highest order derivative of that differential equation. That's why here it is 2, and the degree is defined as the highest integral power of the highest order derivative term of the differential equation. So just once you identify the highest order derivative term, just see its integral power will gives you the degree of the differential equation. Okay, so here option number A is the correct one. Now let's have next question. Again, this is the question dealing with the order and degree of differential equation, but if you observe here we have the radical sign. So before deciding the degree and order of the differential equation, we have to remove first of all the radical sign. So we will write it as like this, taking radical sign term on one side and all other terms on another side. So we have this expression like this. Now after this, in order to remove this under root sign, just squaring both the side, right? Squaring both the side, we get, so on squaring both the side, we get this as d3y by dx cube whole square is equal to square of minus 4 is 16, and this is dy by dx whole cube plus y square. The under root sign will get removed. Now you can see here, this is the differential equation which is free from radical sign. So now you can identify the order and degree. So go for highest order derivative term. So highest order derivative term is this, only one highest order derivative term is there, which is of third order. So that's why order of the differential equation must be 3. And then just look at its integral power. So integral power is nothing but 2. So that's why degree is 2. Hence option A is the correct one. So in this way one can find easily the order and degree of the differential equation. See here, any type of differential equation may be asked in the exam. So you should, this is just a sample, right? So you should understand the evaluation of the order and degree of differential equation. Now for the differential equation to be exact, what is the condition required? This is what is expected in this example, in this question. Okay, so see here, the standard form of the exact differential equation is like this: m dx plus n dy equal to 0, where m and n are functions of x and y, right? Where m and n are functions of x and y. This is what we have here, right? So what we do, so this is the differential equation given. So first we will put this in this form. So I can write this as f of xy dy plus g of xy dx is equal to 0. Now note here, the coefficient of dx is m. So here m is nothing but g, and what is n? N is nothing but f. And for the equation, this equation to be exact, the condition is what? What is the condition? Del m by del y. Remember here, m is the coefficient of dx, so it should be differentiated with respect to y, whereas n is differentiated with respect to the other variable, that is x. So this is the condition for the exactness, right? So here, if I'll apply this to this equation, so what I'll get? I'll get del g by del y equal to del f by del x. Okay, so in this way we find that the option number A is the correct one. Okay, so the form of differential equation could be anything. If you understand this, how to apply, then it's very easy to get the answer. Let's have next question. The integrating factor of differential equation is expected over here. So we know very well how to find out the integrating factor of the differential equation. Okay, so let's have first of all this equation in the desired form. So what we do, so this is the equation given: x log x whole square into dy by dx plus y log x is equal to 2. So first of all, make the coefficient of this derivative as 1. So we should divide by what? So divide by x into log x square. Okay, x into log x square. So what we will get? We will get it as dy by dx plus then y log x upon x into log x square is equal to 2 times x log x square. So you can see here 1 log x will get cancelled. So what I am left with only x log x. So this is my p, and for integrating factor the formula is e raised to power integration of p. P is here x log x, right, integrating with respect to x. So how to integrate this? So we can simplify this by using the substitution log x is equal to say t. So log x is equal to t, differentiating this, so we get 1 by x dx is equal to dt. So this gives me e raised to power integration of x dx 1 by x dx, right? So I think p is 1 by, sorry, here I have forgot to write. So 1 by x dx, right? So 1 by x dx is dt and 1 by log x, that is t. So 1 by t dt. Okay, now what is the integration of 1 by t? It's log t. Okay, integration of 1 by t is nothing but log t as per the formula. So this gives you simply t. Okay, this gives you simply t. Now replacing the value of t, what is t? T is nothing but log x. Okay, so therefore integrating factor is what? Log x. So you can see here the option A is the correct one. So in this way the problem based on integrating factor may be asked on MCQ type of questions on first order first degree differential equation. So any type of equation must be given to you, and you should know very well how to simplify the given equation and obtain the integrating factor. This is just a sample. So the general solution of differential equation where p equal to dy by dx is, so we want a general solution of this. So first of all we need to identify the type of differential equation. What is the type of differential equation? So here it is written p is equal to sine of y minus xp. So obviously you will not get a polynomial in p, so option for equation soluble for p is discarded. Next we will go for whether it is soluble for x or y, or it's a Clairaut equation. So what I'll do, as this sine function, these variable terms are under the sine function, so let's remove this. So we can write this as taking sine inverse on both the side. So we have sine inverse of p is equal to what? Y minus xp. Now you can rewrite this. So what we have, y is equal to xp plus sine inverse of p. So see here it is of the form y is equal to xp plus function of p, right? So this is nothing but a Clairaut's equation, right? When we have equation of this form, then this is Clairaut's equation. And how to obtain the general solution of Clairaut's equation? So that is obtained simply by replacing p by c. So what we have, y is equal to what? Replacing p by c, so we have xc plus sine inverse of c, right? So just see whether this type of option is there or not. No, but it's not necessary that if this is not there, then the solution is not there in the option, right? So we can rewrite it as y minus xc is equal to sine inverse of c, so which is removing c, sine inverse. So what we have, c is equal to sine of y minus xc. Or you can see, once you identify Clairaut's equation, then in the equation itself, given equation itself, you can replace p by c. So what you will find, c is equal to sine of y minus xc, sine of y minus xc, which is nothing but option number B. So option B is the correct one. Okay. Next one, the differential equation is exact for the values of a and b. So here I have to find out the values of a and b. How to deal with this? So we will just make use of the information given. What it is given, that this is exact. So for exact, we will check the condition, or we will just use the condition del m by del y equal to del n by del x. Before that, identify m and n. So m is nothing but 3a square plus by cos x, and n is nothing but 2 sin x minus 4ay square. This is what we have. Now let's differentiate m with respect to y partially. So partially means you will treat only y as a variable, all other variables will be treated as constant. So this is completely 0. Then with respect to y when I'll differentiate, so what I'll get it as b cos x. Similarly, differentiating n with respect to x, so what we have, so this is the term containing x, this is completely constant, so its derivative 0. Now derivative of 2 sin x is 2 cos x. Okay, now is it, as equation is exact, it's given in the problem, so this implies that del m by del y must be equal to del n by del x. So what this gives you b cos x is equal to 2 cos x. So this cos x will get cancelled and you will get the value for b. Here there is no way of getting the values for a, so just out of the choices given, just go for that option where b is given as 2. So here there is only one option where the value of b is 2, whereas a could be anything, because here the involvement of a is not there in the exact differential equation. So only option given is a with b is equal to 2. So correct option is option number A. In this way one should do, right? Okay, let's have next question. If C is the arbitrary constant, the general solution of equation is. So we want a general solution of this equation. So how to obtain this? So we will have to first identify the type of differential equation. So what I'll do, I will rewrite this equation by dividing by x plus 2y cube. So what we have, dy by dx is equal to its y upon x plus 2y cube. Now as the terms with the addition, right, terms with the number of terms in addition are there in the denominator, so I cannot simplify it further. So let's write it as dx by dy, so that this terms in addition will go in the numerator. So we have x plus 2y cube upon y. Now we can separate this. So we have 1 by y x plus what it will be 2y square while separating the numerator. So dx by dy is equal to this. So you can see here what we get a linear differential equation with x as a dependent variable, which is a linear differential equation with x as a dependent variable. Okay, so let's find out the integrating factor. So integrating factor is equal to, so integrating factor will be equal to, it is e raised to power integral of minus 1 by y dy. So that is e raised to power integration of minus 1 by y is minus log y. So that gives me e raised to power minus log y is further written as e raised to power log y to the power minus 1. So 1 by y is the integrating factor. So solution will be dependent variable, that is x into integrating factor 1 by y is equal to the right hand side is 2y square into integrating factor plus c. Simplifying this, so what we get, x by y is equal to, y will get cancelled, only 2y is left, and integration of 2y is further 2y square by 2, so simply it's y square plus c. So here we don't find any such choices given, so we need to write this completely in terms of x. So we will multiply by y, so what we get, it's y cube plus cy. So x is equal to y cube plus cy, which is nothing but the option number C. In this way one can get the answer. So let's have the next question. In order to find the current flowing through the LR circuit, the default initial condition for evaluation of constant is. So when we have seen while dealing with the application of differential equation that we first frame the differential equation governing the LR circuit, and then which reduces to linear differential equations, and then we have to evaluate the constants in that solutions. So default initial conditions is nothing but when we are finding the current, so default initial condition is always the current is 0 at t equal to 0, right? So this is the default initial condition. So that's why option number B is the correct one. Whereas if we wish to find out the charge through the CR circuit, right, charge through the CR series circuits, then the default initial condition is always the charge is 0 at t equal to 0. So option number A. So in this way one can solve the example based on the first order ordinary differential equation. So I hope you must have find this video useful, not only to get the idea about the MCQ type question asked on this particular topic, but also to have the complete insight on how to solve the example within the stipulated time. Okay, let's have one more example. Which of the following is not true for a series RC circuit? So let's see how to get this. So we know that according to Kirchhoff's law, the differential equation governing the series RC circuit is given by nothing but voltage drop across the resistance is calculated, then across the capacitance is given, is equal to applied voltage. So that I am denoting it by E of t. So that's why this is there. So equation 1A is correct one, it's true. Now then again further we know that Q is nothing but integration of I, right? Charge is integration of the current. So if I'll use this, what I'll find, so it will be nothing but 1 by C times integration of I is equal to E of t. So that is given in the option number B. So option B is also true. We have to find out here which one is not correct. Okay, then again further, if I wish to convert this into a differential equation, if this is the equation, so I have to convert this into a differential equation either in terms of I or in terms of Q. So what I'll do, so we will just differentiate this. At the same time let's divide this by R. So what we have, 1 by RC integration of I is equal to 1 by R of E of t. This is what we have. Then differentiating with respect to t, so what we find, di by dt plus 1 by RC is constant, and what is the derivative of integration is function itself. So I is equal to 1 by R, and then E being a function of t, so it is dE by dt. So in this way we have a differential equation in terms of I for a series RC circuit. So this is also there in the option number C. So that's why the only option which is not correct is this. It's clear here. Why? Because such type of equations does not exist at all. Okay, so option D is not true for a series RC circuit. So in this way one can handle all the example related to the first order ordinary differential equation. So I hope this video you will find useful, and may you score the full marks on this particular topic. So thank you all for watching the video.